Deion Sanders is back in the news.
What'd he do? What'd Coach Prime do?
Oh, he jumped on social media and started mocking college football players.
Oh, that's not great.
It didn't feel great. Didn't come across
What'd
well.
Coach Prime say?
Okay, so
I'll be the judge of
you
this.
be the judge of this.
Yeah.
Okay, you be the judge of this.
Yep.
There's a story in The Athletic earlier in the week. You see this? Okay. Story in The Athletic. And they went and talked to former Colorado players. In other words, Colorado players who were at Colorado the day Deion Sanders was hired, and then they got nudged out the door into the transfer portal because Deion Sanders was going to remake the roster in one offseason.
Okay.
And, like, the clip went viral, like the whole when he met with the team for the first time at Colorado, and he was like, you know, some of you, most of you, need to get into the transfer portal. I'm bringing my own luggage, and it's Louis, right? He was like, I got more talented players than you on the way, so, like, most of you appreciate your time here, but it's time to go. So, like, a whole bunch of players got into the transfer portal, and then a whole bunch of players came to Colorado, and then it was the story of the sport for a few weeks, and then it went the wrong way.
Yeah.
Then it went the wrong way. So, The Athletic went and decided to talk to some of these players who were, you know, pushed out the door by Deion Sanders. And one player in particular, his name doesn't matter. You wouldn't recognize it. But he said the thing that hurt the most is that Coach Sanders, Coach Prime, he didn't even try to get to know us. Like, we were at Colorado, we picked our school, and we were involved in campus life and playing football, and we had friends, and we liked our majors, and everything was great. And then Coach Prime comes in, and he just told us all to leave, and he didn't even take the time to get to know us. In fact, he was destroying our confidence, and, you know, not only telling us that we weren't good enough, but telling the world that we weren't good enough, and it really negatively impacted a lot of young people. He didn't even take the time to get to know me. So this story comes out, and it's, you know, it is what it is. Evidence that it didn't, like, become the biggest thing in sports is you were not even aware of it. And if I'm being honest, I don't think I was aware of it. But it came out.
Okay.
Deion Sanders then yesterday decides to jump on social media. And the main player who was quoted saying the things that I just said, he went and, like, found his bio at ESPN.com or CBSSports.com or some similar website. And it was like, basically no catches, basically no yards, basically you suck at football, and retweeted it like, Lord Jesus. Like, just, I
got it.
Like, I'm sorry you're upset that I told you you got good enough to play at Colorado now that I'm the coach, but, like, you're not. It's right there. And so on one hand, this is what you got. An adult male who plays college football publicly criticizing Deion Sanders for destroying young people's confidence. And then you just have another adult male, this time Deion Sanders, responding. If you're going to talk wild about me, well, then I'll participate in this conversation and I'll have a laugh at your expense. That's one way to look at it. If you'd have never said my name, I'd have never said yours. This is how rap beefs start.
That's true.
All right? If you'd have never said my name, I'd have never said yours. In fact, I didn't even remember your name.
Yep.
But now that you're going to put my name out there, well, then I'll talk about it too. I didn't want to talk about any of this. But if you want to talk about it, I'll talk about it. That's one way to look at it. The other way to look at it is it doesn't matter. You are a leader of young people. You're a university employee, and you should hold yourself to a higher standard. Just because a young person, a college athlete, is publicly expressing disappointment with the way you handled your arrival at Colorado, go ask Mike Krzyzewski, go ask Nick Saban what they would do. You know what they would tell you? Stay above it. You don't need to get in a public back and forth with a college-aged person. You're Deion Sanders. You're a university employee, highest paid employee in the state probably. You should be above it. What do you think?
I agree with that. I think you should be above it. I mean, I think it's something like it's, again, to your point, nobody even saw the initial quote when the kid came out and said all that stuff, right? So it's a nothing story unless Deion Sanders makes it a story.
He made it a bigger story.
Yeah, I think.
And then made it reflect poorly on him, whereas I think if you just read the initial story, it's just what I would have told you about it if we decided to make it story number 4 on Monday. You know what I told you about it? That's just the way college athletics works.
Yeah, and I mean, look, on the flip side, I don't think Deion Sanders owed like getting to know them. I mean, come on, like
that's the part with the college player. Continue, but you're exactly right. Why do I need to get to know you?
Why does he need to get to know you? No, I mean, he's at the end of the day, like we've talked ad nauseum about college athletics and how it's become, especially football and basketball, how it's becoming a business. It's a business. Like he's coming in, he's bringing his own people, and he's ousting the previous regime. That's how that is going now for high major college football. So whatever. I got no problem with any of that. I don't even really the video that went viral with him saying, you know, I'm bringing Louis, that whatever. Like I don't even have that much a problem with that. Like he was just telling it like it is. Like you're not going to be here. So
here's the thing. Deion Sanders ain't done a single thing that just about every other coach who takes a high-profile job does. He just said it.
That's right.
He just put it on camera.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. Every coach in America, when they take over a program, if they think they can bring in better players than the ones that are already there, that's what they're going to do.
Hey, guys, here's the deal.
Yeah. The only difference between Deion and everybody else is it's Deion.
Right.
He said it, and he said it in the way that he says things. So it was always bigger. But here's the thing. I would have just let it go for the same reasons you did. Because if you go read the story in The Athletic, it's these players, and they former players, and they're disgruntled, and they're disappointed, and they're hurt. I don't refute any of that. Like, I'm not here to tell you how that person felt or how Deion Sanders made these people feel. If they say this is the way I felt, I'll trust them on it, right?
Right.
If they say they were hurt, disappointed, I'll take them at their word. But I don't believe it's Deion Sanders' responsibility to get to know anybody.
I don't either.
If you already know, you're not going to be with this person. So when you read the story at The Athletic, it's like, okay, you're upset and you're upset and you're upset, but like, okay, be upset. Who cares? Like this is the way. This is big time college athletics. This man gets paid millions of dollars to run a football program. He did not think you were good enough. All the evidence suggests that you're actually not. Just like leave it there. So when you're Deion Sanders and you see those quotes, I just let it lie. I would not get involved because the worst thing. This is the pullout quote. This is the big quote. He didn't even get to know me. And if you brought me that story and was like, should he? Why would you get? He's already decided he's bringing in different people. He's already decided you two have no future together based on your ability to play football and nothing more, but that's the most important thing. Why does he need to get to know you?
The Gary Parrish Show, live weekdays at 10 a.m.